So we talked about contribution profit a bit in the previous section when we were chatting through which products to prioritize in your advertising activity. So I do want to go into a little bit more detail now because contribution profit is one of the things that's available within Conjura that's not available within Amazon's native reporting. There's a few more customer-centric reports that are also unique to Conjura, and I'll cover those in this section as well. So to chat through the contribution profit definition, I'm going to go back to the product table. Like I said before, you can customize this to whatever metrics you want. And we do have some predefined sets as well that we suggest people look at. So this contribution set gives me my profit and all of the revenue and cost calculations that feed into that profit calculation, so I can see what my profit is made up of. So I'll save this, and now I can see my gross revenue, my refunds, my tax, ad spend, marketing fees, COGS, shipping costs, transactional costs, and Amazon fees all coming together to make my contribution profit. And then that expressed as a percentage is my contribution margin. I can filter this down to only look at Amazon. So I'll filter to the marketplace channel. Okay, so now I can see what is my profit at a product level for the Amazon channel and how does each constituent part kind of vary across my products. So here, for example, I'm making a loss on the Tiger because I'm not selling it. I've made no sales, except I have spent some advertising dollars on it. So I've made minus €202. I have a negative contribution for a few products here. So the whale and the elephant, for example, I'm not spending as much as on the Tiger, except it's still a lot compared to what I'm making in net revenue. And also the fees are quite high for this elephant toy as well. This fees metric is a combination of FBA fees, Amazon's commission, the listing fee. There's about 12 different fees that you can look at the Conjura Help Center to get more info on. All of those feed in to the product level Amazon fees metric. So here I can get an idea of how my ad spend and my costs that come from Amazon Seller Partner are feeding into my overall profit, and at an individual product level too. Those customer dashboards I mentioned are also unique to Conjura and not available within Amazon's native reporting. So here I'm looking at my LTV. I'm just going to filter it to Amazon only. So I'll use the marketplace channel. This is basically showing me how many customers I acquired last year. What was the CAC of those customers? How many orders did they place on average within that first year? What was the average value of those orders? What was the lifetime value of those customers? And the lifetime contribution value of those customers. So this version of the LTV metric takes all of those costs I mentioned before into account and shows you what each customer is worth to you after a year. So I filtered this to one channel, so the channel level chart is kind of redundant at the moment. I'll change it to a product level view. So this is showing me how many customers I acquired via each product on Amazon last year. I could change this KPI to anything that's listed here, so I could see what product is driving the highest LTV or driving the highest repeat rate. And this stuff is all really important to understand how my customers are behaving throughout their lifetime and the quality of the customers that I'm acquiring. Now, that being said, because we're looking at the customer's first year, this is most useful when you're looking back in the past. So I'm looking more than a year in the past so that I've had that data building up over time. If I want to understand how my acquisition and retention are balancing each other out right now, I can use this new versus existing dashboard. This is more of a recent view. So I'm looking at the last 30 days, and I've basically split all of the orders from the last 30 days into new and existing. So I acquired 791 customers. 317 existing customers also placed an order with me during that time. Now this is blended at the moment. I'll filter it to Amazon only. I'm just trying to highlight that while there's a lot of value in looking at Shopify and Amazon together in Conjura, there's also a lot of value looking at Amazon by itself, because we're adding a lot of extra reports here that you can't get within Amazon's native UI. So the use case for this dashboard is to understand if there's any differences between my new and existing cohort, essentially. So here I'm seeing 75% of my revenue on Amazon is coming from new customers, and only 25 or 24 is coming from existing. So this highlights maybe I'm relying too much on acquiring new customers, and I should maybe focus more on retaining those. Now, that is hard on Amazon because it's easier to build kind of brand loyalty on your D2C site. But here I can see the importance of that retention on Amazon. So the existing customer AOV is a good bit higher than the new customer AOV. So what this is telling me is when those customers do come back, they spend more than the new ones. So if I can drive retention on Amazon, that would be a good way of driving a higher overall customer LTV as well.